Hello, my friends. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley. I'm coming to you from the second layer of the Wolf's Den. Hope this Friday afternoon is a good one for you. Certainly is nice here in Motown. As the Mountaineers prepare to leave right now, head down to Austin, Texas to face the Texas Longhorns and hopefully cook them up Mountaineers style, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, I'm really excited about this Mountaineer team. When you think about trusting the climb, you have to think about 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And so far the season, that's what it's been. And I'm anxious to see how they're going to handle the success of Kansas State being a top 25 team and shutting them down in all phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. Shut them down. The #1 efficiency team in the nation in special teams, shut them down. Number 10 team in the country, #1 team in interceptions, nothing. Jared Deggy, goose egg, really special, a special day. And now they have to take that success and build upon it as they travel down to face the Texas Longhorns, coached by Tom Herman and his staff, the Story program with Sam Ellinger, who I think has been there for, it's 8 years now. It feels like that. Obviously, he hasn't. He's a senior, just a phenomenal football player and winner. Let's just put down winner. And I'm going to say this right now: he's money, man, that you can take to the bank because that guy is good. Not that he wins every single time because it's a team sport, but I'll tell you, Sam Ellinger. If I had to pick a dude out, man, as a competitor and wanted him on my team as a competitor, he would certainly be one of the top dogs on my list for sure. But let's go ahead and let's talk about this Mountaineer team and the Texas Longhorns and this build-up. But before we do, this is the Wolf's Den Extra, and it's the Wolfman Breakdown. And, of course, the Wolf's Den Extra is brought to you by Little General Stores, which has been with me in the Wolf's Den since the creation 8 years ago. That's unbelievable. The Wolf's Den has been around for 8 years. And of course, a lot of it has to do with my good buddies there at Little General Stores. So if you're going to watch the game tomorrow and you're going to be home at a party, a friend's house, wherever you may be, don't forget to stock up on all your items needed for that special time of watching the Mountaineers. Chips, me, it's going to be beef jerky, get some sodas, get some Gatorade, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but get whatever it is. You can get it at Little General Stores. They also got DoorDash as well. But the Wolf's Den Extra is brought to you by Little General Stores, by my good buddies at Kegler's Sports Bar and Grill. It's the home of the Neil Brown Radio Show and also the home of the Wolfman Burger. Look at that. It's a 8-ounce burger. It's smothered with the Kegler's cheese stick. It just put together, man. It's so good. And they go ahead, they put their award-winning gold and blue sauce, but it's a secret recipe. Nobody knows what's in it. It's absolutely amazing. And what you get is they put it on the Wolfman Burger, man. Oh, yes. Now look at that, baby. That's what we're talking about now. And they have all kinds of foods there as well. Obviously, if you want to get a veggie wrap, I'm not going to be around going, oh, no. That's not right. No, of course, whatever you want, they got it for you, and you can have a great time. Make sure you get there early, though, tomorrow, because I'm sure that Kegler's and the clubhouse, they're going to get packed if you don't get there early. So make sure to get your spot as well. But last night, for the Neil Brown Radio Show, I went down to Stefano's right next door and got me the finest steak I could get, and that's the New York strip that I had there last night, and it was so good, so filling, so awesome. So again, is Stefano's, Kegler Sports Bar and Grill, and Little General Stores. Well, let's go ahead and let's get back now to the Texas Longhorns, and I want to break down some numbers for you, and I got these numbers from Mike Montoro. He's director of WVU Football Communications. These are his stats that pretty much everybody uses. And there's no doubt that, of course, he's a great statistician, and he's all the time in it. I call him Big Red or Monty, whatever it may be. So let's go ahead and check this out here with Big Red. West Virginia and Clemson. The only 2 Power 5 schools ranked in the top 20 in 8 different defensive categories, including 4 in the top 10. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I mean, is a signal caller giving them this stuff? I don't know. Those 2 together with the stats, unbelievable. But West Virginia is ranked number 4 nationally in total defense with 256 yards. That's pretty amazing. Of course, it's 255.7, but with us, we round up. You know what I'm saying? If it's 5 or more, you round up. So in interceptions, they're 9th, number 5 in pass defense, number 10 in rushing defense. They're only giving up 98 yards. 15 in sacks with 3 1/3 times a game that they are getting sacks, and number 16 in the country with tackles for loss with 8.82, so that's 8. Number 17 in scoring defense with 20. So that's all pretty good. You can read the rest here. Offensively, let's move on. West Virginia is ranked number 13 nationally in the red zone offense. That is huge. I'm going to tell you this right now. The red zone offense is so much more improved than last year because the Mountaineers can run the ball in short yardage and heavy personnel situation. What I mean by that is you're starting to bring in the tight ends usually in 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, or 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends and 1 running back. Obviously, you have the leftover numbers for 5 are the wide receivers. So you're seeing that these tight ends are emerging along with the offensive line with the physicality that's special. And on the TV show this week, on the Neil Brown TV show, I show you a little bit of that. Really kind of cool, man. It's really fun to watch as they grow. Let's talk about Letty Brown, man. Letty, he's ranked number 6 nationally in total touchdowns with 10. I mean, that's both rushing and receiving. He's 8 in rushing yards. He's got 694 yards. He's averaging 116 yards per game. He's number 10 in total points with 60. He's 16 in all-purpose yards with 143. Number 23 in scoring and number 36 in rushing yards per carry, 5.51. Okay, so let's go. Jared Deggy. He's ranked number 7 nationally in completions per game with 25. That's pretty good. He's number 12 in passing yards with 1,690. Now, Sam Ellinger, he has 1,650 yards passing, and they're a 50-50 offense between the run and the pass. So again, you're looking at Jared Deggy. He's in some pretty good company right now. There's no doubt about it. They're 19th in the country in passing yards per game, 24 in points responsible for. That's Jared Deggy, and number 36 in completion percentage with 64%. He's also completed at least 1 touchdown pass in 26 straight games, the longest active streak in the FBS. That's impressive, man. All right, JD. Let's go. Hey, how about this edition? Safety Alonzo Adai. What a story. You got to love it. Jamal being his cousin, man. It just fires me up. Because anytime you say a die in Mountaineer football, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And you got Alonzo. He's tied for number 1 in the Big 12 and 20 nationally with the interceptions with 2. That's pretty good. Now, here's another cat that I predicted this from the very beginning, that receiver, Winston Wright Jr. was going to be special this year and have a breakout year. Well, he certainly is on offense. If you haven't been watching him, he's really been fantastic. And I think with this Texas defense, which we're going to talk about here shortly, you're going to see that Winston Wright Jr. is going to have some openings. I believe that Jared Deggy is going to be able to hit with him. But he's also number 25 nationally in kickoff returns with 22 yards. That's pretty good. And, it's just nice to see him on the punt team. I don't know if you've been watching this, but he downed the punt a couple of games ago on the 1-yard line. He went and he makes the other team calls a lot of fair catches because he releases out on the outside. He wants to get down there, man. He's just getting it done. Really, really special. Winston Wright Jr., sophomore, man. He played as a true freshman, had a kickoff return for touchdown against Baylor. Just a special cat, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's continue on with Big Red stats here. When you look at the Mountaineers, okay, they're averaging 33 points per game scoring. Texas is 44 points. The Mountaineers are giving up 20 points per game, while the Longhorns are giving up 32, making 33 points per game. When you look at the rushing offense, West Virginia, 172 yards. Now that is a big, big improvement. When you think about Letty Brown's 102 yards last week, and then you put in Alex Singfeld, who had 85 last week against Kansas State, a team that, the Mountaineers came out and physically went after him, man, right there, get the pop going, right? I didn't even like that first hit. It wasn't a good pop. So you look at this. So Texas, they're rushing about 165 yards per game. and they're holding their opponents to 130. Now, they have held some opponents under 100 in a couple of games, so watch out. This is going to be a rushing battle. There's no doubt about it. When you look at the passing offense, the Mountaineers are averaging 293 yards per game while giving up 158. So, again, is defense good, right? When you look at Texas, they're 284 yards per game. You know, Sam Ellinger is averaging 275 yards overall in his games he played. But here's the difference. Texas opponents are averaging 278 yards passing against them. And again, I think you're going to see that Texas has some zone issues that the Mountaineers, hopefully, through execution and catching the ball, can exploit. And again, you look at the total offense, the Mountaineers 465 while giving up, you know, the 256. And Texas, 450 yards. No slouches, right? I mean, pretty darn good. And giving up 408 yards, which might be the area where the Mountaineers need to really think about. They need to score points. When you got Sam Ellinger in there at quarterback for the Longhorns, Mountaineers have to really think about scoring some points. Let's go down the list a little bit here. When you look at this, the sacks by and against, the Mountaineers have 20 sacks for 112 yards total mass collection. They've only given up 11. That's good. That's good. It's getting better. That's an offensive line, tight ends, running backs that are working in that are improving. You look at Texas, and again, as they have 12 sacks, they have a couple special players down there, but then they've given up 15 sacks. So, you know, and I'm going to say the offensive line is solid. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's average, solid line. And they're big guys, supposed to be really good, but I think that the Mountaineers, once again, can move on them and do some things, but they're big. So if they get tired and they're trying to track down, because Sam Ellinger, remember, again, the hard thing about Ellinger to stop is not only can he throw the ball, he has 20 touchdown passes. Okay, not only can he throw the ball, he has 7 rushing touchdown passes. He becomes that extra offensive player in the box. When you look at most quarterbacks, they're not that dual threat quarterback. Well, where Sam Ellinger is that not only will he go ahead and do a read zone and carry the ball forward, take it for yards, he'll drop back for a pass and nothing's there. Rushing lanes break down, and he goes ahead and he gets a first down with his legs. We saw that happen a couple of games ago with Texas Tech, Henry Columbia, right? Mountaineers can't let that happen. And then, of course, you know, he can absolutely throw the ball as well. So he is the triple option, in my opinion, which we'll get into a little bit of play there on the word. So, but when you look at that, and let's look at the red zone scoring. The Mountaineers are 96%. They are 25 out of 26, which makes them 96%. But when you look at touchdowns, okay, they are 20 out of 26, which puts them in the high 70s in percentage-wise. Last year, the Mountaineers were 47%. They were 16 of 34 trips to the red zone. 16 were touchdowns. You hear me? Well, right now, the Mountaineers have 20. So they already have more than the 12 games last year of touchdowns in the red zone. It's a big number. Meanwhile, you see what the defense of the Mountaineers giving up with 78% overall. Let's look here. Now, Texas is 83%, 30 of 36 times in the red zone. But they're only 24-36 with touchdowns. That puts them at 67%. Let's see if that makes a difference in this game. Again, we look at the scoring offense. You already see what that is, but where they're ranked here. You can go ahead and look at the Mountaineers with 33 points. They're 33rd in the nation. You know, Texas with 44 points. They're 8th in the nation. These are all good numbers here provided by Big Red, Mike Monturl. And again, as you can see here, you can just go ahead and study this, take a picture of it. But I wanted to get these numbers out for you for this as well, because I think it's really important when you look at this. We're going to break down some film here shortly. And I want to talk offensively about the numbers here. And so they're 50-50, Texas is, in the rushing game. So their running backs are they got a freshman from Tucson, Bijan Robinson. He's averaging 4.6 yards per carry. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds. They have sophomore running back, number 2. Number 5 is Bijan Robinson. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Number 2 is Roshan Johnson. He's a sophomore. We played against him last year as a freshman. He played, and he's only 6'2", 230 pounds, and he's averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Now, Keontae Ingram, number 26, I believe is going to be out of this game. I'm not positive, but I believe he's going to be, and he averages 4.7 yards. So they're really running back by committee. And they really got some tricky schemes that we're going to show you here in a little bit. But Sam Ehlinger, he's averaging about 40 yards, a little bit under that per carry. But when you take into the fact that he was sacked 15 times with over 100 yards of negative rushing, that average would be higher. But he is their leading rusher with 284 yards. Again, it's rushing by committee, and they're just all big. Even Ehlinger's square, solid, and fairly big. So again, is look at that. When you look at his completion percentage, it's only 60%. He is not the most accurate of quarterbacks unless it's money time, unless it's go time. And then all of a sudden his accuracy really, really does go up there and include it. So let's take a look at his stats here. He's got 20 throwing touchdowns for the season so far. He's got 7 rushing. Again, he has 284 mass rushing yards, and he's throwing for 277 yards per game, which is very, very solid. And again, when it's money time, you know, he's legit. He is solid. The offensive line is good. Wide receivers, you know, you can go ahead and you can look at here. They're all athletes. Boy, I tell you what, when you look at this whole team, and they're all high butts. What do I mean by high butts? Well, high butts are about whether you have a high butt or a low butt. When you have a low butt, not much explosion going on there. You say, you know, come out of your legs and your hips and your butt. It's the same thing. When you got that high butt, it's like you got explosion. You got that fast twitch. Pop, pop, pop. Sometimes when you see a butt that kind of goes low, it's push, push, push. Try it. Instead of pop, 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 right? Well, Texas has a whole bunch of them, and that's what I'm talking about, the high butts. There, because I'll tell you what, coaches look at that all the time. And when you go ahead and you think about the receiving stats here, and you want to talk about high butts, you have number 2 in receiving. The special is he's got 15 receptions. Is Brennan Eagles. Now he's averaging 16 yards per reception. He has 4 touchdowns in the season, but he's only 6'4", 230. He's 6'4". Watch him on TV. You'll see this cat can run, man. Can run. And then you have Joshua Moore. Okay, he's got 22 receptions. He leads the team, and he averages about 16 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns. But here's the key. Number 7, Jake Smith. Now, he's only played in 3 games. In the last game against Oklahoma State, he really had a lot of he had touchdowns. He had a lot of receptions. He's more of a control possession receiver. They like to motion a lot, which you're going to see here. They like to motion a lot with this offense, and it's very, very normal. It's like the Mountaineers do, but they're moving him all around and trying to get him open, and he does, and he's really a quick catted, fast wide receiver. So, again, that's really special. And when you go ahead and you flip this over to the defense, and before I get into the defense, I want to talk about and show you the defense and Joseph Osai, who's an All-American. And, of course, they have their special, the linebackers. They got Kate Stern, safety, he's 4th in the team in tackles, but it's only because they got some studs up front. I mean, they got a cat, man, that is 350 pounds in defensive interior. I'll tell you what, this guy is big, big, and thick. And he moves. He can move, man. So hopefully we'll show you some of that here in the film coming up. Defensively, let's just talk about it. Again, I told you they're giving up 408 yards per game, total defense. They're giving up 33 in points. Of course, you got to add a few of those extra overtime games in there, so that kind of skews that a little bit. But they're giving up 130 yards rushing defense and 278. So that's, again, made up, I think, that passing defense, man. There's holes there. I really do. Rushing, I think they're tough. But if you can establish the run and be able to run when the numbers are good, that RPO, that run pass option, the Mountaineers can go ahead. And I really love to see them do some more shifts and some moving around with the motions, just like they did against Kansas State. Because again, it's just like that tempo for Texas Tech, where you go ahead and they got to make the quick decision. They don't know what the tendencies are because when you go ahead, you got a stagnant, say, formation. When I say stagnant, I mean it's in place, no motion, no shifts. But you say, wow, there's trips over here, 3 receivers here, and then you have 1 receiver over here, or there's 2 receivers here, 1 receiver here, and a tight end here, and a running back. So now you got, okay, now this is what they like to do. What were their tendencies? Yeah, I remember that. And I got a few seconds to think about it. Well, now you go ahead and you do the shifts. I mean, at one time they did a 5-man shift, 5 skill guys shifted, and then they put a motion on top of that. My head was spinning, man. I'm glad I didn't have to sit there and try to react to that offense, because you have to get your alignments, and it takes 11 guys to be on the same page. Just like on offense, you got to have 11 guys on offense on the same page. So when I asked Coach Brown about that, you know what he told me? He said, Wolf, we want to make it easy on ourselves and make it difficult for the opposing team. Well, when you shift 5 players and then put a motion on top of that, and then all the things they did with the tight ends, pull your hair out. If I had any hair, I'd pull it out. But again, as I look at that, that is great strategy by the Mountaineers. I think they're going to have to do some things differently. They have some really fantastic players on defense. And of course, you have to look at the defensive line here with Joseph Asai. He's 6'4", 253 pounds. He is a junior. He leads the team in tackles with 47 tackles. 46 tackles. He's got 12 and a half TFLs. He's got 4 sacks. He's got 3 forced fumbles, 2 pass breakups, 1 fumble recovery, and add on 2 quarterback hurries with that. He's absolutely a freaking stud. 6'4", 253. You know, it's really quite something to watch him. We're gonna have to. He'll flip back and forth. They're usually a 4-man defensive front, Texas, but they'll go to 3-man as well for sure, and they'll blitz. And then the funny thing, to me, and when I say funny, interesting. The interesting thing is they really like to blitz in zone coverage, because they're a cover 4 team, quarter, and they'll do variations of those quarters off of it. They'll do cover 6, which is quarter to the field, then half to the boundary, where the corner's rolled up and he's playing the flats. So that would be like cover 2 in reality, just to the boundary, whereas you got quarter to the field. Well, again, as when you look at that, they like to go ahead and blitz and go into cover 3. And man, there are some big old holes there, man. And I tell you, Winston Wright, Sam James, it's Reese Smith. We're going to need to take advantage of those, their speed, just like they have in the past against Kansas State, against Texas Tech. You got to think about that, man. There's going to be some holes. So again, I think they need to exploit that. They have a defensive end number 98. It's Ojomo. He's 6'3", 276. Joseph Asai, I should say, the All-American. He's usually either a stand-up guy, kind of like our Bandit is, or he will get down in a 3-point stance. And you'll see that as well. But you look at this guy, with this Keandre Coburn, 6'2", 348. Now, I saw him do something last week against Oklahoma State that if you're a big guy like me, you got to really enjoy, because this is a 350-pounder, essentially. I mean, he says 348. That's at the beginning of camp, right? Now he's got to be probably 355, 360 bills, man. I mean, dude's just massive, enormous. And I saw him run down, and he just missed a player, but I'm not going to blow up for him, because it's really impressive to see a dude like that again. And so, again, you want to move into the linebackers. Now, Joseph Asai is leading the team again with 46 tackles. Then you have Juwan Mitchell, the Mike linebacker. He's got 37 tackles, 4 TFLs. He's got fumble recovery. Then you have the Will linebacker, Overshown, the Marvian. He's 6'4", 217. Juwan Mitchell, 6'1", 230. So now you got some guys. You got 34 tackles, 4.5 TFLs. He's got a pick. He's got 5 pass breakups as a middle backer. That's pretty darn special when you think about it. And then you got Cade Stern, the safety. I really like him. He's got 33 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, a pick, and 3 pass breakups in the corners. 5'11", 5'10", and they got a 6-foot corner as well. So again, as you know, when you think of this defense, it's a 4-2-5 because everybody's playing with the nickel. That, you know, the Sam is really turned into a nickel type back or defensive back where he can cover the passing game and support in the run as well. So it's kind of a hybrid there, and that's what you're really seeing here with the Texas Longhorns. So again, I think it's pretty special, and I want to go ahead. I want to show you a little bit of the Mountaineers last week, and a couple things here because there's some really, really kind of cool and neat things. You're going to see here Zach Frazier. He's a freshman, and against Kansas State, he was started at left guard, and then Chase Barrett, the center, went down injured right here in the red zone. So you had a left guard, Chase Barrett goes down. He has to move over to center, get a perfect snap off, and then go ahead and block. Well, here's the funny thing is because you're going to see him do that without missing a beat. He got a perfect snap because how many times, what happens when you get a change of a center and quarterback in that snap? Sometimes, you know, you're not so sure. I mean, he's been playing. He hasn't been sitting down there on the sideline practicing snap. He's just been playing at left guard. Now he's at center. And then you're going to see freshman, true freshman. This is a freshman player, right? Reese Smith is going to do an out. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to catch a ball on 3rd and 6 for a first down. Remember what the critical downs, 3rd down was for Texas Tech for his Kansas State game? They were 4 for 15. Against Kansas State, they were 50%. They were half. That's pretty special. But here, let's go ahead and watch this. I want you to watch the snap. Watch Zach Frazier. Oh, by the way, did you hear that Zach Frazier got the offensive line award because he graded out the highest? Did you say he's a true freshman? And he graded out the highest? Man, I was a redshirt freshman when I played, and I'll tell you, I never graded out the highest of the offensive linemen. I had a lot of other guys. Never did that happen. Here we go. Roll it. Watch it here. This is a great job. Look at him. He just comes back. Perfect snap. No problem. Now look at here. Slot man, number 3 receiver at the bottom. We got Reese Smith. He's going to go ahead. He's going to catch the ball. I call him. He catches everything, Mr. Smith. There you go. That's a first down. That's red zone, man. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. And again, that's because we got players that are making plays. Look at Zach Frazier in there. Calm and cool. Snap. I know how to play guard. So if you understood how hard that was, you would sit there and understand. That is just absolutely amazing. It really is. He will be a freshman All-American. I want you to see something, man, because, you know, sometimes I give some corners a hard time about, you know, being physical because sometimes it's not always required. But, you know, Drayshawn Miller really just came out there, man, and just right there, he was like, listen, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go ahead and toss him. This is good stuff. You know, in the Wolf's Den, we see everything, man. We watch everything. Not many people pick up on this because they don't sit there and scour every play. But we do here. Roll it. What did Drayshawn do? He had 5 pass breakups last week. Look at this. Here, get out of here. Look at that. See that? He sees the ball coming from Deuce Vaughn's going to get the screen. He throws him on the way, and he assists in the tackle along with Jared Bartlett. Again, watch this now. He was runner-up for Big Hit of the Week on the Neil Brown TV show. Someone else had it. You'll see why. But again, look at Drayshawn. I'm impressed. Hey, hats off to you. Props, man. That is big time right there for sure. Again, now I want you to see this here with Jared Bartlett. Now, Coach Tom Herman of the Texans said we really got to watch him because he's jumping off the map at us and off the film, I should say, and he's showing a lot of good stuff. Well, Jared Bartlett, you know, he's a redshirt freshman. Again, here's another freshman. Here's the youth. Why do we sit there and say, trust the climb? Why do we keep talking about it's a youthful team? Well, you just saw 2 youths center. Did I just say youth? My my cousin Vinny. Never mind. So anyway, the center right there was a freshman, and then you had Reese Smith, a freshman, making plays in the red zone, and now you have another freshman here, and Jared Bartlett, who has what 4.5. He's got 4.5 TFLs, I believe. Let me see, make sure I got this right. Oh, he's got 5.5 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. And this is a nice job here as he beats the running back. So here we go. Fast forward just a little bit. There you go. Look at this move. He dips his shoulder, gets underneath the running back, gets in there. I don't know how Will Howard, the quarterback, held on to the ball here. But again, is when you say Tom Herman's watching him saying he's jumping off the film at you, well, I'll tell you what. I got Darius Stills, Dante Stills, and Jeffrey Pooler is going to say, hey, what about me? And what we're going to do, because I'll tell you what, all these guys are playing some high-quality ball, and I think it's really impressive. Here we go, roll it. There you go. Once again, get that shot. Let's just watch the end zone here. I'm going to go from this angle. Let's take a look here. Go ahead. There you go. Look at the dip. Stealing candy from a kid. All good stuff here. Again, now let's go ahead and watch this. My man, Josh Chandler Samito. Okay, West Virginia has been known right now as nationally in the Big 12. People are talking about what do they do on defense so well? Why are their numbers so good? Because you know what they're doing? They're making tackles in open field. And a lot of it has to do with Tony Fields, Josh Chandler Samito. You know, you can go, Sean Mahone had some big old tackles last week. Go Tyke Smith. Are you kidding me? All these guys are making tackles out there. I won't forget about you, Nick Troy Fortune. I won't forget about your interception last week. And of course, I just showed you Drayshawn Miller. And what, a die? I think a die is the human missile, man. He's coming down from that safety spot, and he's just going to lay it. If you got the ball, he's going to hit you, man. Just like they did in special teams last week as well. They stepped there. Him and Sean Mahone stepped up big time. Roll it. All right, here you go. Oh, I better show you right here. There's our guy so you can focus in on this. There you go. He's coming up. Get that ball. Look at him pick up. Look at him hit with his shoulder. Does not hit with his head. Does not put his head down. But he goes in and he picks his legs up. He grabs them. Remember what Tyke Smith did a couple of games ago against Kansas? Puka Williams. Remember Puka, the great running back? He went in there and he went low, hit him, picked him up because he wrapped his legs up and threw him down like a rag doll. There you go, man. JCS. Josh Chandler Samito getting fired up, doing the big thing. That's just really impressive. And, this defensively is fired up. They're playing. I mean, I could show you 11 guys that are playing good ball. But I really think a lot of them are doing good, but they're also benefiting from a defensive line that's causing a lot of chaos. I mean, Jeffrey Pooler, he's got, 6 TFLs and 3 sacks thus far in the season. First play of the game, and I show this on TV as well in the Neil Brown show, is that Jeffrey Pooler goes out and gets a quarterback hurry. Now, that was the tone setter. That was, hey, listen, man, you're a freshman quarterback coming on our field. You're going to understand it's going to be trouble for you. So watch out, Jack. Watch out. Again, let's go ahead and watch your offensively Texas. Let's move on, Texas. And, of course, Sam Ellinger, 1,650 yards, throwing the ball, 20 touchdowns, throwing the ball, 7 rushing touchdowns. Guy's a winner. He gets it going. But what you're going to see here, because you're going to see this cat go in motion here. But now this is what I call the triple option, baby. Remember the Pat White triple option? It's not this. This is not that type of triple option. But what you have here is that the players, look at the tight end. He's going out over here for a split zone. Offensive line is going this way. Tight end is going split zone here, and he's faking the handoff here. Now, he could give the ball to the running back here because that's part of the triple option. That's one option. But he does not. What you're going to see, he fakes the handoff, and then what does he do? He makes this defender engage him because he could run the ball if he wanted to right here. He could run it. So that is the second option. Number 2, but what he does is he engages here, the defender, brings him up to him, and what does it? He throws to the running back. He's got some downfield blocking. Got to make the most of it here. This is a nice job. Nice job. This is their triple option. Makes them difficult. Makes them difficult. An offensive line doesn't really even, they don't even have to do anything. This is really just taking the handoff for the ball. Okay, the tight end goes. They don't know. This is RPO all the way. RPO all the way. Run pass option. And nice. Let's go ahead here and let's take a look at this. Now, this is the star backfield formation. Okay, you have two tight ends right here. 1 and 2. You're going to put a shift right here with the running back. And watch what he does. Look at this. He stacks here. Now he's going to get the ball. This is the true freshman, Bijan Robinson. Again, he's 6 foot, 230. He's from Tucson. Really powerful back. See, all these backs, they're not scat backs, okay? So, but they are big and they're fast and powerful. And that makes me nervous when they're trying to run in the fourth quarter and they got these big backs and they run by committee. And again, I don't think Keontae Ingram, who the actual starter has been, is going to be in this game, but I'm not positive once again. So they still got Rashawn Johnson, who we played against last year. They still got Sam Ehlinger, who's their leading rusher. Again, what does that do? Ehlinger in the box as an extra running back that the Mountaineers, extra number that the Mountaineers have to account for. Because you always got to account for Sam Ehlinger if you want to beat him. Roll it. There he goes. Look at this. Yeah, that's a head up. This, tell you what, this is a good back. He's a freshman. Getting it done. Let's take a look at the end zone shot. Again, you're going to see him shift over. Ehlinger's going to do the handoff. You're going to see the tight end here in that diamond running back formation. He's going to come in to the old split zone. Their tight ends are big. They got 6'4". I have a 6'7" sophomore tight end as well. Somewhat physical. He's number 18. He's okay. Look at this offensive line. They have 2 seniors, 1 junior, and 2 sophomores on this offensive line. Average about, I'd say about 305, 310. I kind of see them, you know, they're okay. They're all right. They will get down and dirty and they will battle. Let's take a look at the other running back here. So now you're going to have Rashawn Johnson. That was Bijan Robinson. He's going to take the handoff. Now, I'll tell you what, they are really 11 personnel the most. They do like 12 personnel, but 11 personnel is 1 running back, 1 tight end. So you got the 1 running back, 1 tight end. They love the stretch zone. Love it. That's the #1 running play that they have. And they'll do the split zone. You know, they'll do the inside run, inside zone. But they love stretch zone because really in the stretch zone, as it could turn into inside run as well. That time is depending if they overrun it, the defense that is, then you can have the big cutback. So everybody's got to play. The Mountaineers are going to have to really watch and be disciplined in their areas, you know, for the cutback, because that's what the stretch zone is. It's all about cutback. We're going to roll it. Nice. There he goes. Good blocking there by the offense. And just look at this guy. He's going to run through arm tackles. Right there, you're not going to get him unless you go solid. Hunter's got to go solid on him. Look at her. These receivers, they do understand what it means to block on the perimeter. They get it. Again, you're going to see the big run here. He's 6'2", 232 pounds, I believe. Just really something special. Now, let's take a look here. When I sit here and I tell you, they just go empty backfield. They just took Robinson and motioned him out of the backfield, so that makes it empty. Okay, again, you can see here they are in right now. This is a empty backfield, so it's called an empty set. And you're going to see number 7 right here, Jake Smith. Now he's only been in 3 games, as I told you before, but he's been in 3 games. He's got 14 receptions on the season against Oklahoma State. Big day, and you're going to see why. He's money. You know who's money? Sam Ehlinger. Have I mentioned that before? Roll it. He's pointing out here. Puts them in motion. You'll see that a lot. This is 4th and 4 in overtime. There you go. Money. Jake Smith also caught the winning touchdown. I hear number 7, Jake Smith. Look at this. First down, Texas. That's a good job. You know, it truly is amazing watching this. Now, let's go ahead and take you over here to the defense with Joseph Adai. So I want to show you this film here a little bit. Here he is. Again, he has 12.5 TFLs, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Remember that, because Texas is good. They're almost +1 every game in turnovers. So they like to turn the ball over, and they benefit from it as well. There we go. Watch it. Roll it. See what he's got here. Again, he's going to come up. They're doing the read zone. Look at the quarterback. Now, again, okay, Osai is, what is he? He is 6'4". He's 253, and he moves like this. Watch him go square. Now, we're going to take a look here at the end zone shot. I want you to see it. They go 4-man down line. They also go 3-man. And what they do is they go ahead and they'll move around. And they'll go some double eagle, man. That was a signal of double eagle. I'll show you that in a little bit as well. Want to see that again? Double eagle. That's what we do. I'll show you. Roll it. Look at him break it down. Gets to the quarterback. Good job. Let's take a look right here. Now, watch him come down square to the ball. He's square to the line of scrimmage. His shoulders are not turned. That's why he can react. Look at his knees. He's got bend in his knees. Solid, solid, solid. They'll run on the even defense, 4-man down front. They'll run the over. They'll run the under. Right here, as you can see, the field is out there to the offense's right. Okay, so they're actually running it under with a 2-eye right here. 2-eye, and he's supposed to be in a 3. This Yahoo needs to get down and set. Then you're going to have a 5 technique and a 5 technique going there. So, again, watch it. 12.5 TFLs, leads the team in tackles. That's pretty impressive for a defensive end. Really, he's got 46 tackles. That really, really is impressive. The Mountaineers are going to have to find ways to go ahead and block him. Now, remember, against Kansas State, they had Wyatt Hubert, the Wildcats did, and you have, freshman Brandon Yates was going up against him, so that he needed a little bit of help, but they did have success against Wyatt Hubert. Wyatt Hubert's one tough dog, man. He is tough. So I'm telling you right now is that even though that Joseph Osai is an All-American and he deserves it, okay, but Brandon Yates, let's see what the young cat can do there, the young man. Yeah, now, this is the double eagle I'm talking to you about. And I want to show you something here, but Jared Deggy is going to have to be very, very aware, okay, because now what happens is you got double eagle, you have a head-up nose, a 3 technique over the guard, a 3 technique here, and a 5 and a 5. You got 1 linebacker. But what happens is they go ahead, and you think that they might be blitzing in the pressure package, but again, watch Osai. Now you're taking your best pass rusher, and you're dropping them off into in the coverage. I don't get that, but hey, they're winning some games, so I'm not going to sit there and totally question them. But again, what you have here, you see the linebacker coming, so you think they're blitzing. No, they're not blitzing. They're just rushing 4. They are just rushing 4 defensive people, making it look like they're blitzing. But in reality, is they're trying to confuse the quarterback, which would be Deggy, and the offensive line, because they bringing some guys and not bringing others. And watch this screen right here. This is good stuff. Now, when you look at this, okay, they went to a cover 3. They were showing cover 4. They went to a cover 3 here. You got him high. Look at the players here. Now, they're going to have, what, 4 guys here. You got the wide receiver. You got the offensive lineman coming out against 3. So right now, you have 4 offensive blockers, okay, on 3 defenders. Remember this guy right here, 72, Josh Sills. Look at him right here. Josh Sills taking out this defender right into the Texas bench. But again, there you go. Who is this? Oh, this is Osai right here, the All-American, being blocked by a wide receiver, a short one than that. There you go. That's it. We get our wide receivers. We need to block it just like that. They do a nice job here. Running back is up. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. I forgot about this. Where's he at? Where's Big Dog? Okay. I told you about the 350-pounder, right? And he did a pretty amazing thing here. Roll it. Okay, so he falls down here. A little top heavy, I think, but he falls down, and now he gets back up. Now, this is a stud. This dude's 350 pounds. Okay, again, so you don't lose him. Watch him. Look at him run. Look at big man go. Now, he misses him here, but, man, this is 25 yards downfield after he just fell down on his stomach, gets back up. He's a baller, man. That's Texas. They got a 350-pounder that can run like that. That is pretty crazy. I'll tell you that's awesome. Let's take a look here now at what they're doing. Again, what are they showing here? Okay, I want you to see this. They're showing cover 4. It's quarters, 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 and quarters. That is the pre-snap read. Okay, they have the 3-man defensive front now. You got Osai here. So he walks down. Okay, really becomes a 4-man. But look what they're doing. Okay, this is what they're doing. They're bringing him here. So again, are they blitzing? No, they're not blitzing. Why? Because look at Osai. Their best pass rusher, once again, is dropping off in the coverage. And they're bringing him to try to assimilate that they're blitzing here. Doesn't happen. So again, what happens, they come out. Here's, this is cover 3 now. I say they show cover 4. Watch this. Okay, pre-snap. He's going to center field. He's coming down. You know, they got thirds right here. Cover 3, zone. Look at the problem. My man here is wide open. Roll it. When I say they got issues in coverage, they have issues in coverage. They're giving up 277 yards, 9th in the Big 12. Longhorns, come on, man. That should not be happening. Should not be happening. Look at this here in the secondary. Watch this play right here. Look at this. Something's going on here. Not syncing well. Getting crossed up. That's not even a rub. That's certainly not a pick, but that's not even a rub where it'll be closer. Contact, he's wide open. Really something else, man. I'll tell you. Again, is this Texas team against the run is pretty darn special. They like to come at you. They can run the ball, but something is missing when you look at that. And I think they give up a lot of tackles. Listen, the Mountaineers gotta have a tough special teams. You know, they got Dicker the kicker, who's been all conference, all everything, and they're good. They all got. You got to go down there expecting it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a tough game, and you got to sit there and you got to play it to the end. You got to stop Sam Ehlinger. If you can stop Sam Ehlinger from having a big day and only letting him hurt you minimally, I say minimally, then you got a shot. But otherwise, if you let him have a heyday, dude's a winner. He's money. Defensively, they got to be able to run the ball so it's not just a passing thing. You got to get in there. You got to move them around. Get that shift going. Get that motion going. Offensive line, get that physicality going that you showed against Kansas State. Tight ends, get that physicality going that you showed against Kansas State. Wide receivers on the perimeter, get that physicality going that you showed against Kansas State. I'm not worried about Lenny Brown or Alex Sinkfield. I know they're going to run. You give them a hole, you give them a crease, they're going to run. Defensively, man, play hard. You play with your physicality. You're growing. Let's see how you handle the success, Mountaineers. I'll tell you, I'm excited. I hope you are too. That is the WolfMan breakdown in the Wolf's Den Extra. Thank you, Little General Stores. Thank you, Kegler Sports Bar and Grill. Let's go, Mountaineers. Let's get ready to get going. And I'm telling you, my friends, let's go down there and chop up some seriously good steaks. Boom!